Welcome everybody to the Conspiracy Wars. My name is Kyle.
I'm Nathan.
Okay, we're back here for another week. Back to Rumble, back on a different way of doing things. Yeah. Let's see how it goes this time. All right.
100th time's a charm.
Yeah. So, what's this week been like for you?
Well, man, it looks like things are getting crazy, just like we've been, planning for here. I think they finally did that ceremony on the hill.
Yes.
And
yes.
Yeah. So in Israel, I think they did the ceremony of the red heifers. And if that's the case, then we might just be seeing a, escalation to this war into the final world war here.
I think at this point nobody really cares about Dome of the Rock. They're more concerned about the people.
Right.
Yeah. It's been a heavy week for myself on my YouTube algorithms because it's all the same.
Oh.
Yeah, like everybody's talking about this ad nauseum. And like I've said before, the whole time I'm just feeling worse and worse because we're already in a genocided land that we took over.
Right. Yeah, it's got some similarities, hey?
Well, yeah, we came in, we took over. A lot of them are dead. They were shuffled off into the corners like they're doing to the people of Gaza right now. It's just more compressed, but it was the same idea. And then there's a lot of like influencers of like, can you believe? Like, yes, I can because we're here, right?
Yeah.
I think if we were to be outraged and appalled by it, we would be making it a much better life for the people that we took over. Influencers of like, can you believe? Whoa, like,
well, that's trippy.
Yeah, that's super trippy. How did I come back to haunt? Yeah. Anyways, yeah, that's been the new. A lot of people delving into what is Zionism, what is who, what, where, when, how, all of those things.
Mm-hmm.
So we're getting a big Israel deep dive. I'm still trying to balance it out, and saw some lovely videos of people. How they would have their Hebrew schools, and just like one day people get off the plane and they kiss the airport ground.
Mm-hmm.
That's how, like, finally. And I was kind of swept up in a little bit of it too, just like, yeah, finally they got to land. But there's something about it that's just sticking so wrong with me.
It itches the wrong spot.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. It's itching the wrong spot. It's giving me a weird. Yeah, I don't like it.
I heard someone talking the other day about like for the first time, I don't know in how long, they had something like 3,500 Jews on the top of the Temple Mount there.
Ooh.
In the holy area and they were worshiping. And normally they've got all kinds of guards with machine guns and whatever that keep them out because it's only for Muslims. And now they're openly going in there.
Yeah.
Now it's not like they didn't not want to go in there before. They definitely wanted to. And it wasn't just the guys with the guns keeping them out. The thing was they technically, I mean, if you're a really heavily religious believer, then you know that you can't go to that holy spot until you've been cleansed.
Right.
And that to be cleansed, you need those ashes from that red heifer.
Yeah.
Right. And so now it seems like they've possibly done this ceremony. And if that's the case, that would make sense why there's like all of a sudden, hordes of people who are going up there and dancing around and praying and stuff because now they're cleansed. Like literally before they were saying they couldn't have the temple yet because they wouldn't be able to build it because they're not allowed in that holy spot.
Yes.
That's what they believe. They're like, oh, well, we can't even start building until we're cleansed. and they need those ashes. So it's not something they can just overlook, because it shows you like how deep they are into this religious belief.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, and to give yeah, they're really entrenched in it. They've been talking about having their own land for so long that the people themselves are celebrating. Uh they're not happy unless the Palestinian people are suffering, is some of the news that's coming out. I think that's a little misguided, a little heavy on that side. I don't believe that. Um what I would give them that kind of throws balance into all of this,
Mm-hmm.
contrary to suicide bombing, there is rules in Islam that they cannot commit suicide. No matter what, they just absolutely cannot commit suicide.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's an exception with the bombing, or maybe that's just the extremists. But anyways,
The bombing originates from the sect of Muslims called the Assassins,
okay,
right? And like that's
yeah,
where that word comes from, an assassin. And their whole thing was that they would be able to get close to the king. Normally, someone would want to kill the king because they're like, oh, then I'm dead, right? Like, who wants to like go assassinate them, and unless you wanted to have yourself killed for some reason, right?
well, yeah,
But these people, by order from their whoever's their priest or whatever, just by his will, would tell them, and they'd be like, yes, my lord, I'll die for you.
yeah,
And off they would go, and they would rather like blow themselves up. That's where it came from. They would like put themselves in a cart or something, and like willingly, be like, this is for the lord, and blow up whoever,
yeah.
the barrel of explosive whatever.
Yeah, because maybe for hundreds or thousands of years, just knives and swords didn't cut it. Like, finally, bomb will do it.
Yeah.
Just go in with a bomb, because they're sending in kids with knives. Oh, I'm going to kill you. Then just laugh at them and stab them in the face.
Yeah, I believe, I believe they had that like explosion type munitions in like, pretty early.
Ancient
Like,
times.
yeah, like pretty
Now
close
that
to
you say
Jesus.
that,
Pretty
yeah.
close to Jesus' time, I'm pretty sure. We'll have to look that up. Like, I know like fireworks and shit weren't invented till, I want to say, like 380 maybe or something in China.
Yeah, we had to read a story about that in grade school, I
Mhm.
remember. Yeah, it was a lady that invented it or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds right.
Yeah, chemist. I remember laughing at it because it said she needed to use her pee, like ammonia or something like
Sure,
that, and
yeah.
to make gunpowder.
That's interesting.
Yeah, yeah. So I heard that the Muslims in Gaza, they do have that hard rule of you can't kill yourself, and they're starving to death. They know they are. So not only it was said, this is coming from a Theo Vaughn podcast where it was a U.S. Palestinian doctor that went over to help out, and and this is rumors that he was hearing, but he says I didn't see with my eyes. These are just what
Yeah.
people are. So you ask, what's going on?
Yeah.
This is what's going on.
This is what I've seen other doctors and stuff. They're like, oh my God,
Yeah.
this is the shit I've been treating. Like,
So the Israeli government has deemed only one aid group allowed to go in and give aid, food.
is it an Israeli group?
Yes.
Yeah.
So and they only have aid in the heaviest spot with the most like guns and stuff.
Sure.
The Israels have paid for Palestinian gangs because there's already gangs in the city, right?
Right.
So they paid the money to hoard the goods, and they're selling it all at inflated costs. Like one tomato costs $10.
Right. I was thinking about that the other day. And it kind of dawned on me. I'm like, I don't know how true that could be. Like what gangs are they hiring, first of all? And then second of all, what the fuck are these people paying with? No one's got any fucking money.
No, they still have money. Yeah.
They barely have anywhere to stay. They're all in tents and fucking.
Oh, they're still
scrounging for food. I doubt they have any kind of money. And even if they have money, what is it like? do you call it, a Palestinian pound or something?
Yeah.
Like that's not worth anything.
Yeah.
Whatever their money isn't going to be worth anything.
He reported that the medical school was bombed, but the students that were enrolled
Mm-hmm.
when this all first popped off, they're full-fledged doctors at this point, but they still write their tests in between treating people that are dead from gunshot.
Yeah. The only people that are going to be buying this stuff off the gangs are like rich people, I feel like.
Yes, correct.
And I feel like all the really rich people would have already left before this shit even started because they would have known what was happening,
So what?
And had some special connections.
And out of who's left over, who had money there, the people that are left that can scrounge and like, oh, there's a dresser with some dollars in it, and then they buy what they can. What they're given is flour, chickpeas, and I think one other dry good.
Mm-hmm.
They're starving to death, edema, things like that. Like there's going to be much more suffering after. So they are purposely running into these areas. They are purposely inciting being shot because that's their only way of committing suicide. So, like, oh, they're just shooting them indiscriminately. Are they running into the bullets? That's a good question.
Why are they firing bullets at unarmed people is the question.
Yeah, I know. It's supposed to be crowd control.
Yeah, from what, these like emaciated fucking zombies that can barely, like they're not like they're running like the fucking like the
World War Z.
World War Z or whatever. I was gonna say like that 28 Days Later. Those were rage zombies.
They don't have the strength to do it.
No, like if anything, they'll be like maybe shuffling towards you fast and whatever. Like you tell me you couldn't take them down. Like we do that here. People don't crowd control with bullets, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless shit gets violent, and it's not going to get violent because they're fucking hungry.
And it's a lot of they keep on underlining the children thing,
sure,
because there's a lot of them.
Yeah, well, that's a lot of what's left is like women and children, right? A lot of the men have already been killed, right?
Yeah.
There's some young boys that are still there, right? But it's that kind of thing. Like you see these clips and like these boys who have had their friends and family blown up right beside them, and they they watched it. Now when they see a Israeli soldier or something, they would be grabbing rocks and be like, "I hate you," and then those guys shoot them, and we were getting attacked. They were throwing rocks at us. We didn't want them to start a thing. Happens all the time, and I mean they were getting in trouble for fucking posting that shit. They were like, because we're in like body cams, and they're like watching these things where these kids are just like, attacking them with sticks and stones, and then they shoot them down and then fucking high five each other.
Yep. Those are the reports coming here, and I have a knee jerk reaction to try to like, whoa, okay, balance the other side, because we're getting too like rabid on one direction, and I don't like the direction. I don't like both directions, tell you the truth, but I don't want the aftermath of just like the evil people.
Well, here's the thing though. If you really want to look at the proof to back it up, it's all out there.
Yeah.
You just have to look it up. Like, hidden videos from Palestine and this and that. And there's all kinds of videos of people holding their family or getting gunned down, or like watching people try to get aid and then they're getting shot at, Like there was one clip I saw a couple of days ago where some kid was filming the IDF soldier from like far away, and the guy was a sniper, and fucking he turned it and fucking was like blah, 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 yelled something, and then the phone just drops.
Yeah,
and that was the video. Like his buddy must have posted it or something, but like.
Or live stream.
Maybe it was live streamed, yeah.
Yeah,
but
uploaded live.
He was trying to film what they were doing because they were taking shots at people, and then the guy noticed that he was filming them and fucking shot him.
No pictures.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
So I mean, that stuff's out there if you want to look it up. You can see from the Israeli side too. They've got lots and lots of footage because they like bragging about it. So that's the thing.
Yeah.
You have to look on Israeli sources and sites and stuff. They're not making this shit known, right? No one from the news or anything is publicizing that because it's the same as COVID. Like, oh, we don't want to fucking promote vaccine, hesitancy. That's what they don't want to promote fucking Israel hesitancy. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, we don't know that like because it's becoming that rabid fever, it might, like, it just goes into the realm of possibility that the COVID was made by China, but the jab was made by Jews. That I just pulled that out of my ass. That's not true. I have no, but
I'm sure people are saying that.
what if every but the Jewish people got jabs?
Yeah.
And then we all fall dead, and they're like, "Oh shit! Now we have double the
Yeah. But that's when you come into, you're like, oh, okay, oh, they're not really against it. But then you like look up, like, oh, okay, well, who's the majority, A shareholders of the stock, right? Like there's,
Yeah.
stocks have two different types, right? There's a regular stock that you get on the exchange, and then there's an A stock that's like, a cut above, and it like pays higher dividends, and it's just like it actually gives you voting rights. Regular stocks don't typically give you voting rights,
Correct. Yeah.
although some can allow you to have some kind of input in the process.
Yeah.
But like all the actual like board member, fucking voting and all that kind of shit only happens, and power is given to the A stockholders. So like if you were a CEO or something, those are the stocks you get.
Yeah. Yeah.
So though, if you traced that, I bet you, Moderna, Pfizer, I bet you they just happen to be Jewish people,
Right.
But I mean, what's that saying? Just that they're good investors. Yeah. So that's a great tool for people to, any people to hide behind.
Good investors, but
Like
we
Bill
also
Gates, right? He does the same kind of thing, right? Hide behind philanthropy.
yeah. Yeah, we're led to believe that the Rothschilds played World War One or the Napoleon War for sure. They played both sides.
Yeah.
They were whipping both of them up and then profiting off the middle.
Yeah, I was just listening to a story, like a mini doc yesterday, I think it was, and it was the history of the Rothschild family, and it kind of glossed over a little bit of it and kind of like, I think, tiptoed around certain things while it was trying to like give you like the actual bare historic, like what's on the history books. If you wanted to look this up as someone who's like, I want to see if the Rothschilds are a real thing, right? Then this was the history that you would like find through Wikipedia and all that, right? And the idea is that they were like super, super powerful. And then all of a sudden, people like JP Morgan and fucking Rockefeller and stuff somehow like kind of started to get bigger, and then these guys were just like, oh, you know what, we're just going to kind of stay out of the game. We're just going to hold our banks, we'll run our banks here, and we're just going to let you guys do all the other stuff. But like really, all those guys were like, we need new steel plants, we need new this, and it's like, oh well, where are you going, right? Banking is the true like power structure in any kind of civilization.
I want to build a road. You need money.
Yeah, you need some sort of currency. If it's not fucking gold, then it's salt, right? Salt was like the original salary. That's where that word comes from.
Yeah, I like the line in a Marilyn Manson song, "Cash is a poor man's money."
Yeah,
yeah. Like cash will get you so far, but after a while, you got to deal in people.
It's true. And they say cash is king.
Cash isn't king. Powers. Land is king. That was the show Vikings, where the guy's like, gold. Pff, I want this, and he picks up dirt. This is worth more than gold.
Yeah,
it's like shit. You know what? You're right. Land is worth way more because we won't let anybody have land. We won't let anybody be alive.
I remember this line from fucking Superman, the first Superman. They rebooted with that guy, Brandon something or other.
Okay.
And, I thought we were talking about that the other day, but I thought that was like a pretty good movie, like the whole plot and everything. But I remember Kevin Spacey played Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
right? And he was a pretty good like evil Lex Luthor, right? But anyway, he had this one line where he was like talking about creating, like they're going to create more land, and he's like, land is the ultimate investment. My father always used to say it's the one thing they don't make any more of.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Well,
they're
they do make more of it, but
not really. Like a little bit where they stretch out, those little islands and stuff that are kind of man made, right? But
yeah, in Dubai.
not all of Dubai is man made.
No, but there's big parts of it like Palm Tree Island.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, like
Yeah.
little, like kind of like little stretch out into the water and whatever, right? But
I don't think they're little. They're massive.
they're massive, but
Huge.
like not really. I mean, they're like it's like a street, and then there's a house on each pedal or whatever,
Yeah.
right? So you got maybe like a dozen houses on a pedal or something that kind of goes out into the water. So it's more just a feature than anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes you wonder where we're going with all this, eh?
Yeah.
No, like not specifically us, because we know it's going to jump all over the place, but the end game, like, it just kind of feels like they're going to take over the world.
Yeah.
They're going to do what Hitler didn't. But if you play that tape out, they're going to divide. Like I'm telling you, they're going to divide into their 12 tribes, and they're going to start fighting.
Yeah. Right. Well, I mean, I feel like that's probably the only reason that this hasn't happened sooner is because they fight amongst themselves, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, how do you decide who's going to be the king?
Yeah.
Right. Like they've all kind of got their ambitions, and like as one kind of makes his way up, then they take another one down. Like I was listening to all these connections about like how much Bill Clinton had been like, taken down from the inside, like they were like all these people around him, kind of like how Trump, how they were like trying to like get him from all different sides, giving him bad
Yeah.
info and all this kind of stuff and talking him down. Apparently Netanyahu met with Bill Clinton and had a meeting with him and had said, hey, listen, we've got this intelligence. We just wanted to let you know we've got this intelligence on you and Monica Lewinsky. But we're going to throw that out. We just wanted to let you know we're throwing that out. And he had, this is before like anyone knew anything. This is before the scandal broke.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, hey, listen, we've got this information that our intel came across. It's about you and this girl, Monica Lewinsky. But don't worry, I just wanted to let you know we intercepted it. Your secret's safe with us. And that was his way of saying, like, hey, listen, we've got dirt on you, Like
Yeah.
you gotta make some moves in our direction. Because like we're keeping the lid on this, just so you know. Hey, pat on the back.
Yeah.
So, like who's running that kind of stuff? Because then you look at the Hillary Clinton emails and she's fucking giving Evelyn Rothschild all this inside info and like saying like, oh, let me know what penance I owe you for my screw up and whatnot,
Yeah.
So like, how does it all tie in,
Yeah.
These people are working with each other, but the only way that it makes sense is if there's warring factions of these, Satanist elite or whatever, and they can't decide who's gonna be the king.
So why I think there is a conspiracy there, and what you're touching upon like is something, is because I watched a documentary this week about your home province of BC,
Right.
and the person who made it was absent for 6 years somewhere else. He didn't really disclose, but he goes, I was away and I came back to this, and he highlighted everything: the housing crisis, the the change in people that are around him, the change in just like city decorations. Like, I think it's kind of wrong to point it out as a weird spot in his town, but he's like, we didn't have rainbow crossways.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we have rainbow crossways now? For gay people?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck? Like, well, you have a gay population. Sorry. And like, that to me is a little bit too much, but he's got a point of like it was one way and now it's not. And we're trying to pander to so many people that we're fucking it all up.
Right.
No, like in actuality, nobody cares that there's gay people in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
do the gay people like really care that like, hey, why aren't the crosswalks rainbows?
Yeah. The actual, like, I don't know, activist gay people, I would say, are probably just like, we need less fucking flags and more action.
Yeah, more like actual helpful things that could have happened. Like let's use 9/11 as the example in USA. I don't think it's the same here. But what really like hit me in the feels was gay couples, and one of them was in the towers. Now they weren't technically married, so all the health insurance is a big stiff middle finger.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I couldn't imagine that.
Yeah.
Can you imagine your wife dying and then just like the insurance company going, well, I don't recognize your marriage, so go fuck yourself.
Yeah. And I mean, when they recognize common law, right? Like, dude, just because
Yeah.
all of a sudden you're living with some chick for fucking 6 months, all of a sudden you guys are connected.
You croak and then she gets
Yeah.
like 3 times your paycheck. Fuck that. And if I was like committed to another dude, where like I love this guy.
Yeah.
If I go, like he's gonna be pretty broken up, and I think he should get the money. Fuck yeah, that makes absolute sense.
Mhm.
So a painted rainbow sidewalk, it doesn't really cut it with those kind of like human rights,
Right.
Real things. And I do kind of admit that like okay, gender reassignment, that is a great thing that people can do that. But we're saying today that it's run a little too crazy, a little too much. And putting it in the schools when our schools should be focusing on just basic shit. Let kids be kids. Kids are going to say stupid shit whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Why does that guy kind of look like a girl? Yeah, and then they're gonna laugh about it and make poop jokes, and
Yeah.
that's the way kids are. I don't think we should be ashamed of that. Let them grow up.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, when the parents hear them go nye, 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 like say their thing, well, actually, and then you guide them to the proper way. Like that dude or that chick wants to be the opposite gender, and you know what? If they want to, they want to. And then hopefully I can tell a kid and they just kind of go, oh, that makes sense.
Mhm.
And they slowly learn.
Right. Rather
Rather than it being in the school and then just kind of like putting it on a table and it like, I don't know. I don't think that should be something for a school.
Yeah. They should just be focusing on educating the child.
And then instead of those classes, like,
That's why they've got such the uproar about like all these like
Yeah.
books and stuff that they were introducing, right? Like I think I don't know, was that in Calgary or in Ontario here where they were?
probably Ontario. Calgary is like way more tight and conservative.
Yeah, so they were definitely doing it there. I know that was
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was the place where there was the pastor. Like there's a pastor who was at one of these events, and then he was like protesting, and then he ended up getting arrested, I think, at the thing. But
Yeah.
he was like creating like a real ruckus about it.
And I kind of get that because we're in a push and pull of it, like sexuality just became weird.
Yeah. Well, especially in these books that they were allowing like young children to read, right? Where it was like talking about like sexual experiences as a child and stuff like that.
Did we?
What?
Like, was it veiled in something else? I'm trying to search my memory of like, did they show us that kind of stuff and just
When we were kids, you mean?
like anything sexualized? I can say He-Man.
Yeah. You brought that up before, but no.
Yeah.
No, and they wouldn't really have He-Man at the school library, right? It's about what like they're allowing, like the books that they're allowing you access to and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, maybe it was just different for me because I was in a Catholic school, so everything was already scrutinized and pre-approved,
Sure.
seemingly. But I don't know, like the book, like because every English class you read a book and review it, right?
Hmm.
Every book I've ever read, it's just been like normal, you know, To Kill a Mockingbird,
Hmm.
like that. Some of the language in that, made us kind of giggle, just because it was just so heavy handed. But like, it's important to learn. Yes, USA was like that at that time. We're not because we're Canada. We helped them. Underground Railroad, peace and love.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But I mean, like still, like even in the 90s, like there was still some like words that fly around in public. It wasn't like we were just this golden bastion for African Canadians
Yeah.
or people of that descent. Like probably more comfortable than other areas of the world, but not 100%, I don't think. Not from my memory.
I heard this guy who studies African American histories and whatnot, and he was saying that his belief is that Harriet Tubman was actually, I think, the name of a train,
Oh,
and it was an actual underground railroad. Like it was literally underground in
they
these,
had a literal one.
yeah, like it was literally these tunnels that they had, and the Harriet Tubman was the name of the the train.
I hope that's true. I like that thought. I really do. Just all the people finding that secret cave and just like, all aboard, guys. You're
Yeah,
free now. And then they have like the greatest train ride of their life.
it's like Festival Express
Yeah. And
underground.
then they come up to Toronto and they find out that they get treated like everybody else, which is a blessing and a curse. And especially in Toronto.
Yeah, but I mean, if it was an actual underground railroad, then where did that come from?
Oh yeah. Pre-existing tunnels.
Yeah, possibly, right? I
Mm-hmm.
think some people want to try and tie it into that because this guy he was just bringing it up, but I don't think he was leading to kind of any grander civilization or anything.
Yeah.
He was just bringing up that like it was an actual underground railroad and stuff. But other people are like, well, where's this fucking this railroad and how did it get covered and like
Yeah. From the ancient times. I had I came across I didn't get a chance to comment. I wanted to jump in, but it was somebody just kind of claiming, and I think it was someone who he was talking about like AI and consciousness tuning or
okay,
something or other. It like on the surface it looked like really just like someone who had a bit of a mental break,
okay,
but I want to read between the lines. Okay, well, what's this guy saying and kind of believe?
mm-hmm.
And part of his diatribe was AI is not made by us. It just there is a path that led there, and AI has been sitting in an invisible space waiting to come out.
Yeah, that
I like
invisible
that thought.
that invisible space is like another dimension, basically.
It's an ancient thing
Right.
that's just always been there, and we just kind of like
But if
uncovered the path with technology.
technology or maybe magic or what we would call magic, high end science,
Yeah,
I mean, people have been delving into that since, who knows? Yeah, I guess the beginning of time, right? Like as soon as kind of, history goes back, there's talk of like all these different, like, the druids and shit like that, right?
yeah,
Like they don't really have any records of them, but they know they existed.
yeah. Like I know it's not true. You know, computer coding has like a pretty clear timeline, and you can probably pretty easily trace back like how they made AI. And I don't think it's mystical or magical, but it is pretty impressive to make you think that.
Yeah. But Or maybe they've had it longer than they let on, right? Like a
Yeah,
lot of people are talking about that they had like close level of this AI in the 70s.
that I kind of believe.
Yeah,
That I kind of believe. Yeah.
someone was bringing it up. I might have the video on the X feed. But yeah, I think they were talking about like something in the 70s, like, some Navy base where they were talking about how they had this supercomputer or whatever that,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, because
like a human brain.
they had a chatbot that was very, very similar to AI, and it was being trained on, like, it's only locally trained.
Hmm.
And the AI we have today is trained on all the internet, and they refined it to speak back to us what it's finding on the internet. My high school had one. Like it was on one of the computers in the electrical shop room.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I forget what it was called, Jeffy or something like that. And the more you talk to it, the more it learned from you.
Huh.
But this thing would break right away.
Yeah.
And
Uh
with my school, like I ended up putting a floppy disk and bringing it home and
huh.
trying it at home. And I broke mine, but the school one, that one was so broken. You couldn't talk to it. Like as soon as you said anything, it would just answer Hitler.
Really?
And well, high school kids from the 90s.
Trained it?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. It was
Yeah.
learning
Teacher's
from you
not
guys,
around.
right?
And
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. It everything was Hitler and bowls of dicks. Go eat a bowl of dicks. I want to put a bowl of dicks on my head. You know, yeah, Hitler and bowls of dicks.
That's
Those were
funny.
his favorite things. Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty funny.
So it definitely looks like they refined that, and there's been a good trajectory between that and now. But thinking that it was a secret, like inside U.S. labs since 1970s.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, things kind of started changing right around that time pretty heavy.
What do you think the technology gap is in years between like even the Canadian or US military, like the top and what they use compared to what the civilians use? I think I heard the number 20 years,
Yeah. I was going to say 30. I think
20 or
they usually say
30.
30 years, but then I've heard some people say as much as like 1 or 200 years.
Really?
Sure. Yeah. Well,
Oh,
I think I just
yeah.
heard this on Rogan the other day, but they were talking about he was talking to Sam Tripoli, and
Okay.
he was saying that they had these like flying machines that were like, I don't know if they were attached to a balloon or what, but they could go like 150 kilometers an hour or 200 kilometers an hour in like
Yeah.
1890.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Zeppelins.
well, those were Zeppelins, but no, these were some sort of like personal flying crafts that they had. Like, I don't know if you pedaled them or what the deal was, and they had some, like kind of like a giant kite mechanism or whatever. But
Oh.
yeah, and they could go like that fast, like 150, 200 kilometers an hour or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I recently went on a roller coaster and that went 115.
Right. And you can
That's one of
imagine
the
how fast that was, right?
Oh, I know how fast that was, and that was ridiculous.
Kilometers or miles?
Kilometers.
Yeah. Yeah.
115 kilometers an hour and like an open seat is bananas.
Hmm.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we should look up these machines sometime.
Yeah, like see what they're talking about. Now, I have heard of like if you're going the Zeppelin route,
Hmm.
the Zeppelin route is a good route to take. So
Yeah.
you like think of like a catamaran boat,
Hmm.
pontoon boat. That's what I'm thinking of. Pontoon boat where it's the two balloons on
Right.
either side and a giant deck.
Right.
Now, if you had that reversed and those balloons were filled with helium,
Hmm.
you could put goddamn anything on that deck. Put a whole skyscraper on its side. How many people can you fit in there? How many rooms or buildings? And if you get and I think the atmosphere is somewhat similar to gravity in space, where if you hit the right stream at the right spot without fuel, you can stay up there forever.
Yeah.
Just keep traveling around the world, bouncing. And thanks to the size difference, that huge flying balloon that you have up there could look like nothing to us down on the ground.
Right.
You'd never spot it. And that's probably the people up there, pulling the strings.
Yeah.
You'll never know them.
Well, that's the idea behind the breakaway civilization, right?
Yeah.
There's this group of elites who are the elite of the elite, and they live off world. They're living on a base on Mars, or they're living at the bottom of Mariana's Trench in a dome, or the center of the earth.
I don't.
Shambhala.
Yeah. I don't think that it's good though, because that was the Jewish people, right? The breakaway civilization.
No, I don't think so.
They had a home, and then they didn't.
Oh, you mean the original?
Yeah, and they were scattered everywhere, and they were the breakaway civilization. They had a home.
Lost tribes.
Yeah.
Home.
Are they out there? Yeah, I'll show you one of them. They're in our town. Yeah, we want to have a home. We were expelled from there.
Mm.
Yeah, we're a lost tribe. We're a breakaway civilization. We still retain it by sharing our stories, and then they go back there. Now, if we find that other breakaway civilization, just we don't want to be in the sky anymore. Fuck you guys. I want my land back. And then we got a womp womp. They're gonna do a gas on us.
Yeah,
yep.
Right. And then all of a sudden, you can't even see them. They're high up above.
Yeah. Yeah. What if it were aliens coming down and going, you know what? This was our planet all along, and it's written in our Bible, so we're gonna Gaza you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd
be very yeah.
Ironic twist. We all gotta accept it. What you gonna do?
I wonder if those people would be standing up, be like, "Well, yeah, we have to." You realize you're voting to kill yourself. Well,
yeah, BB's coming up in the front. This is wrong. Yeah, you should be the first one to put your head on the chopping block because you understand.
Yeah, exactly. You know what you're doing.
Yeah. If somebody else wants it more, then if you lose, you lose. That's supposed to be wrong, but.
Well, we should check out a clip of this guy.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think this dude was holding up a bag of ashes and saying, I've got mine.
So it's on our X page. Yeah, I posted something on our X page too that was pretty wild. Okay.
Start with yours then.
Oh yeah, I think we could just go right up to the top there. Okay, so this Guardian here. No, thank you. Okay. Israeli government official charged with soliciting a 15-year-old girl in Las Vegas.
In Las Vegas.
Yeah. Yeah, so this piece of work right here, he had condom in hand. Oh, and it was a sting operation.
I'm Chris Hansen.
Yep. Oh, exactly that. The 8 people. That's pretty impressive. So first and foremost, the Las Vegas police and everybody involved in that, good work.
Yeah.
Very good work. Thank you.
Not easy work.
Not easy work, but that's what we're all working towards, right? Mm-hmm. So very good for you. And but out of the 8 people, one of them, this guy, works for BB.
Right. Yeah, I heard that.
Yes, you know where he is right now? At home.
Yeah, back in Israel.
Back in Israel at home.
Somehow, after they let him out, they charged all the other guys, but he was allowed to fly home.
So
where they're doing an internal investigation.
So the thing that's being said now that I'm hearing is his excuse is it wasn't a Jewish girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we got. That's what's so wrong. Is that it's not that they view the Palestinian people as lower.
Mm-hmm.
We are all lower than them.
That's right.
It's going to be us next.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
no, no,
that's how it's
no, no.
written.
It's not going to be like that. No. Yeah, it is. It's just a matter of time before they want more land.
Yeah.
Do it once, you're going to do it twice.
Well, especially the way they do it now, where they just like take it over with guns and stuff, right? Because the other people aren't allowed to have any guns, right? So
Right.
you show up with your gun, fire a few shots in the air. All right, get out. You got 20 minutes to get your stuff out of
Yeah.
here. This is my house now.
So this story here is prompting the conspiracy that Epstein is alive and in Israel because they have little respect for human life. And here's one of their pedophiles that was rescued.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't by the Israeli people. It was the U.S. government that swooped in and saved him.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones that really have the power, but they always capitulate to Israel. So, it's like they are the hidden hand. That's the idea.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so bad. They're saying that anybody, like even at the state level, if anything is said, like, hold on, I got to consult my APAC representative.
Yeah. APAC. I didn't realize that APAC was just literally old Jewish people
Yeah.
promoting Israel.
Yeah.
It's like a propaganda machine that's just like, oh, we just hire people to stand there and say good things about us all the time.
If you think of it, they just won. You know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, technically, they would have won years ago when like the Rothschilds took over and stuff.
Yeah.
They made such a huge fortune on the stock market and stuff. Trading on rumors that they spread.
So if we're to believe the rumors, they started and own all of Hollywood. They got us to be rabid over our media. So we're consuming that and funneling our money at an incredible rate into those things.
Right.
Medical profession, like all the big prominent money making, they got it. They got it all locked down.
Rothschild once said in the early 1900s, I think, or maybe it was the late 18s, but he said, give me control of a nation's money and I care not who makes her laws.
Yeah.
Because that is the real control.
Yeah, and I believe it. The only thing I'm hoping is that that maybe I croak before anything happens.
Yeah.
Because like I can't argue that point. If they won, they won.
Mm-hmm.
They put in the legwork. They went in and took over all the shit.
What Israel did?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like I was saying, owned Hollywood, funneled all their money into this investment. They're doing it. They don't care about any law. They've bought and paid for every angle to make it happen. So it's happening before our eyes. There's no stopping it. So shit, but might as well let it play out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do?
I hate that feeling, but that's right. What are you going to do?
Yeah. Well, that's how a lot of people end up rolling with things, right? Because it's like, oh, well, just like God sorted out, right? But that's what the elites really are hoping for. That's what everything's about, demoralizing you to the point that you just say that sort of thing. Oh, this is what I was talking about the first time that we've been up there. Wow. No, thanks.
So there it is. Wow. Huh. Oh, I have seen that guy. Practice run.
Any random cow.
Okay, so that's not the real one. So that could be why they're all, like, up in arms and making it happen, other people be damned.
Maybe, but they also go through that cow with, like, a magnifying glass
Yeah,
looking for imperfections, and if they want shit to happen, maybe they're like, "Oh, I'm using a smaller magnifying glass. I don't see anything, looks good."
it does really just feel like they're using what will inevitably be a natural occurrence that will happen, and just because it happened, they must, right?
Like, there's no way this is the first time there's been a solid red cow since Moses.
Yeah.
Why didn't they live stream that?
My buddy Steve got some common sense. Oh, is he gonna do a line?
Yeah, miracle healings. All of a sudden, he's Peter Popoff. Mm. So that's a cow on fire.
Kalaka?
So they never set foot on the ground.
Yeah. Wow.
It's intense, eh?
Super intense. Yep, I will.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that would. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that would totally freak me out
Right.
because in my heart of hearts, I don't believe.
Yeah.
I really don't. Like when it comes down to if someone is like super into their religion,
Hmm.
like cool, just not for me.
Yeah, I know. So you imagine what it would look like if all of a sudden you saw a giant Jesus ripping a hole through time and space and crawling out, you know? You'd be
Yeah.
like, what the fuck am I seeing right now?
Do I pray now? I don't know. Well, now I have questions.
I was just like listening to some early Bible books and they were talking about Adam and Eve. And they said that Adam was like, as big as a mountain or bigger than a mountain, Like that originally that's how tall he was.
Yeah.
So like where are you keeping that shit? Where's Adam's bones?
Yeah.
Unless he's one of these sleeping mountains.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, even these people saying it's part of their religion and it's been written in the books.
Mm-hmm.
How do you know?
Yeah, it's your interpretation of the same.
From
You,
what book?
you guys are all supposed to be reading from the same book here. That's the idea. They're all just kind of cherry picking.
Yeah, those motherfuckers were homeless for 2,000 years. How many homeless people do you know of that keep a photo album with them the whole time?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, well, one person kept the book that said these things, and you think for sure, what if it's wrong?
Yeah,
You did all this for something that might be wrong.
gotta have a lot of trust.
Ugh. Well, anyways, I think what we can call up here is the mouthy Buddha.
Oh, yeah, we can finish this puppy up.
Yeah.
Wrapping up our child trafficking series here. Then after that, I want to get back to the X and see, or no, maybe not X. It's on YouTube. I wanted to play a clip from Minutes of Horror.
Oh yeah, I've been watching his lately.
He's got a couple of good things that he's brought up, but he just did this story that's been going on about late night ice cream men.
Oh yeah.
You see that?
Yeah.
So like in all these places where there's like lots of missing children, they've got these ice cream men who are coming out at like 9, 10, 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, like
Yeah.
playing their creepy ding, ding, doo, doo, and circling, blocks.
But they're tricked out. They got LED lights everywhere, and like it looks like I want to run up to it.
So there's this girl, this TikToker who was with her friend on Minutes of Horror. He plays the video, but she followed one of the trucks.
Yes.
And like they're like, let's follow this. And it stopped and then started following them like for a long time. And then they lost it. They're like, okay, let's get in the car. We'll lose it. They drive away. And then all of a sudden a white van was following them. And then they caught a video of the guy in the van, like freeze framed on him. And he's got like these like spooky smiling, like staring at them.
Oh yeah, it was like as soon as you see that face, you're like, you're up to no good.
Yeah,
I'm in danger.
But the girl, she said that they talked to the ice cream man when they cornered him.
Right.
Yeah, they got out because they were like streaming, or I don't know if they were streaming that part, but like that's what they were, streaming their chase down at this guy. And she's like, so we got him, we stopped in this corner. We're like, yo, why are you out so late? It's like this late and whatever. And then he started saying some weird shit. She's like, he said like, I'm out here to service the Jews or something like that.
Yeah.
And then he said, I'm delivering that gold juice.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
That's right.
And I don't know if we talked about that in the last couple shows, but there's like this whole thing about the gold juice. We haven't actually got to get deep into it, but you remember that? Did you ever watch Orange is the New Black?
Some pieces.
a little bit. But do you know that like that one girl who like played the meth head?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like, a hillbilly kind of meth
Yeah, yeah,
head.
yeah.
Yeah, her name's like Taryn Manning or something like that, I think.
Yep.
And she did an interview on like Whitney Cummings' podcast, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And she started going in about like fucking people in Hollywood offering her this gold juice. She's like, they said if you drink it, then they'll like give you whatever you want. She's like just plainly talking about it. Like they'll give you anything you want. She's like, they offered it to me 3 different times.
Mm. I don't believe her though, just because the morning podcast I listen to, getting together all the weird stuff from the internet.
Uh-huh.
She's pretty infamous in her own posts. So like drunk 24/7.
Sure.
So like if she's that drunk that often,
Drunk people tend to tell a lot of the truth though. That's what gets them
that's
in
true.
trouble, you know?
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I think I'm wrong on that. Yeah.
Well, we'll dig into it after this.
Okay,
We'll wrap
yeah.
this up and then we can go watch that, because then there's another clip that I linked it to, but they're all separate clips talking about this different kind of gold juice, right?
Gold juice.
And then this one guy who's like, I think it said he was a ex-Jesuit or something, but he claims he saw like a ceremony where they summoned some sort of demon, and it had like giant snake fangs that were dripping this gold liquid. And that's what he's like. It had this like golden like venom that was coming off of the fangs. And there was one of the men in the robes would, his job was to sit underneath it with a big cup and catch all the fucking venom. And he's like, that was all he did while this creature stood there and just talked to us. And
Wow.
the guy underneath would just collect everything that he could, because constantly these fangs were just dripping this golden fucking venom. And then so I saw that first and I was like, oh, that's weird. This gold venom coming from a Satan creature. And then I saw these clips of like celebrities and whatnot talking about like getting this gold juice. And then this TikToker talking to the ice cream man, she's like, he said like he's like servicing the Jews, and like he said, I'm out here giving that gold juice. And like she didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. She's just relaying what he said, right? Like you could tell she's like just saying a bunch of shit and she didn't realize what she was saying, you know? So, well, yeah,
Okay,
we'll have to get into that.
Yeah, I'm gonna draw a red string. So everybody that met Epstein went into an office with him and then walked out like he's the greatest in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And even if he was just giving out
Candy,
a child, like just like normal everyday mundane vices, that's not enough to change somebody's mind at a meeting.
Yeah.
So obviously, first off the hop, he's balancing their books. And look, you're richer than you think.
Yeah.
But bang. Okay, so that'll change my mind a little bit. I always had this pet theory that he had a drug that lasted for only the time they were in the office.
Yeah.
Check this out. He's like, oh, it's like heroin. Oh my God, this is so awesome. He's like,
Makes
okay.
you very receptive. And
yeah, here's the antidote. Whoa, I'm better. No side effects.
Yeah.
And it was all golden juice, snake venom from the lizard people.
Yeah.
Right? Because it was a big serpent talking to them while someone's collecting the juice.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't the lizard people have some kind of like an advanced venom that they can give to the people?
Sure. Yeah.
That's a pretty neat theory. Yeah. I like it. Okay. Anyways, Dr. Phil.
Hey, you know what? Pause it 1 sec. Before this gets going too much, I don't think this is streaming on our thing. It says we're live, but it's not actually playing. You might have to refresh like we did last time. Refresh the window or something. I forget how you did that, but it seemed to work. Or you just have a wrong tab. Maybe you're not playing the window share or something.
Yeah. Okay, we just started it, so
Yeah, that should be
my average, raising my GPA, creative writing, horsemanship, and culinary that all of our students are required to take.
Operating on a real working cattle ranch, the teens live and work on the farm, where they can learn about concepts like leadership and taking
for
accountability.
the bad
I really
kids.
like to see the
Yes.
kids find ways
Okay.
to meet their challenges, and that's
Now, like
what we
9
do
times
here.
out of 10, these kind of
The website states,
organizations turn out to be
They will
wrong.
work hard. They will be given a physical outlet.
Even what's her face?
They will be held accountable.
Paris Hilton got sent to one of these.
But accountability
after she was having trouble,
goes
and
both ways.
That's right.
and now
Send
she
her
like
to
got a
the
law
ranch.
passed. You can't do this. Or
You say don't talk to me, you answer my questions, or you don't.
Mm.
But I'm not going to tell you what I want to tell you. I'll tell you what I want you to know. That's what you get to hear.
These people are so fucking evil.
After appearing as an out-of-control kid on a 2016 episode of The Dr. Phil Show,
She'll go after me.
Bad Baby, or Danielle Brigoli, was sent to Turnabout Ranch.
Here you have expectations. If you say something, you're gonna get trouble right on. You're not gonna have chances. I didn't know how to ride a horse at all. I thought that you held the reins like this. So he thinks he's the cheat. I guess it's because he's little and he thinks he runs stuff.
In a YouTube video called Breaking Code Silence,
Huh?
Brigoli details at length
Yeah.
the specifics of the abuse she endured during her time at Turnabout.
So part of the whole Dr. Phil show is they send these kids to either Turnabout or these other programs that are also in Utah, but they're all wilderness programs and they're all fucked up.
Utah.
For the first 3 days you're there, there's no showering. They put you in a circle, which is it's a teepee. It's a little teepee, but it's open. And you have to sit there for 3 days. They strip you from your whole personality. You have to act like just whoever they want you to act like.
Brigoli goes on to describe a horrific experience during her stay, which included being deprived of sleep and being subjected to freezing temperatures.
They had no problem holding kids down, which is against the law. You're not supposed to touch the kids, but they had no problem doing that. I seen a kid get held down for trying to leave. Just honestly, I don't think he was trying to run away. I think he was just trying to like walk out the door and just like get some time to himself, and they restrained him. They held him down. One of the kids, he had tried to steal a car or something. Everyone was screaming on the walkies like it was really crazy, and he ended up killing one of the staff members. They made all the kids that were at Roundy come down, and then they told us not to tell us anything. A day later, they have us all every kid that's at Turnabout, they have us all sit in a circle, and they're like, listen,
Okay,
there was
so
an incident.
there's the
I know
article.
some of y'all heard it over the walkies. Jimmy died.
The event which sparked Brigoli to speak out occurred after the American rapper saw one of her fellow students at Turnabout Ranch, Hannah Arculeta, on the news.
We think it is long overdue for Turnabout Ranch to be held accountable for what happened to Hannah.
The 19-year-old says she was sexually assaulted by a staff member, then punished for reporting it.
At the ranch, I was alone and isolated from all of my family. If you or anyone you know has suffered sexual assault or child abuse or retaliation at any of these so-called ranches or wilderness programs, please report it. No child should suffer abuse, and no child should ever be sent to these ranches.
When I seen the punishment she was given, I knew like, okay, I really have to say something. Like I really have to have her back on this, because I truly believe that they did that.
And the weight of Brigoli's testimony here is directed toward one man.
So, Dr. Phil, I'm going to give you from now till April 5th to issue an apology, not only to me, but to Hannah and any other child that you sent to Turnabout or any other program like this. And if you don't, I'm gonna handle things my way.
Dr. Phil's show is exploitative. One struggles to find any redeeming
true,
quality
too.
about the program because of how
Still don't
relentless it
believe the girl
displays mental
100%.
illness as something unique, and does so in a facile, simplistic way. It should be no surprise, then, that the same man who profits off the mentally ill sends children to a treatment facility who claim to have been sexually abused and tortured. And it's worth noting that these are only the survivors who have come forward. In abuse case scenarios, there's almost always more victims, too fearful to tell their stories. And as it pertains to Dr. Phil, with the exploitative ethics of his program aside, one wonders how shocked he must be regarding the apparent social power of Bergoli's testimony. Bergoli's video on Dr. Phil has garnered over 6 million views, forcing Dr. Phil to publicly respond in an orchestrated softball interview.
So Phil, I'm reading the New York Post this weekend. I open up this story about a teen rapper named Bad Bobby, B-H-A. She says that I was on his show 5 years ago and they were abusive at this boot camp.
Well, she went to Turnabout 4 or 5 years ago, and she had a bad experience. Obviously, I would hate that. We'd be sorry about that, but we don't have anything to do with what happens with guests once they leave the stage.
Look, when we were kids, we got the strap. We got the brush.
Like, that's what I kind of
If you were at school, you might have had to put your hands out and you get the ruler.
Already.
So
that's
coming up after the break. And I also want to talk a little bit about Oprah.
I'm sending you to a place that's
Bergoli has not posted a video related to the topic since her response to Dr. Phil's interview, uploaded over a month
that place shows up on his
one wonders where this story will go next. Until then,
says, look,
I think it's worth taking a
you should do that
look
on your show.
at the elite celebrity who surround Dr. Phil and their attempts to conceal their philanthropic scandals.
They still have to pay to go, right? Any way you slice it.
Big RX Plus, clinically proven and doctor approved for bigger, harder, longer lasting erections.
Oh.
Boost stamina, sex drive, and orgasm intensity.
Because of you, I am. The sense of
first I
every
thought that
girl
came in granola bar
being
form.
for her sister.
Well, that's a cool idea.
And there is that wonderful feeling of when one succeeds, we all succeed.
In its first year, Oprah's South African School for Girls was getting inundated with reports.
Oprah is someone I 100% don't trust.
There was a suspicion on the part of the girls
I'm
of some
biased,
type
but
of
I
sexual
don't trust
abuse.
her.
But if you want the full story, it's difficult to find.
That's a weird sound.
The sources
I thought
on
it was part of
Wikipedia,
the thing.
which allegedly include the
What the hell is that?
Yeah. It's not my microphone. There, all better. I guess
it's weird.
Maybe we gotta try and get you in a new cord.
children's testimony
Maybe
from Reuters and Time Magazine
Came out of nowhere.
have been removed. Time Magazine does allow access to the article, but only through an archive.
Huh.
What we do know is that 9 girls testified against Virginia Macapo for what they claimed was repeated sexual abuse.
And when you
9.
touch it.
But shortly after, Macapo was acquitted of all charges. A South African reporter told Access Hollywood, quote, "There is definitely potential for a cover-up."
So that South African
In 2011,
Bob,
ABC News reported that a dead baby was found in Oprah's school. You heard that right. A dead baby. But if you want more information on this, you're out of luck, because many of the links ABC provided in this story lead to nowhere. If you've seen any of the previous volumes in this series, you're aware of the horror of John of God.
Horrific allegations of baby trafficking and murder have also surfaced in a case that's sending shockwaves around the world.
He took it a step further. He penetrated me from behind. I can't even describe it.
After Zahira's bombshell interview on Brazilian television, authorities were reportedly contacted by more than 600 accusers, ranging in age from 9 to 67, who claim they were sexually abused by the so-called miracle worker. Faria's accusers include his own daughter, who says her father sexually abused her between the ages of 10 and 14. For more than 50 years, Faria has led a spiritual center in rural Brazil, where he claims millions have flocked for his spiritual guidance or healing. From eye scrapings and invasive nose probings to incisions in the skin, John of God has performed countless unlicensed surgical procedures, seemingly with no anesthesia on enraptured followers.
The journalist who broke the story, Sabrina Bittencourt, alleged that John of God was running giant human farms where women were imprisoned inside of barns birthing babies to be sold onto the black market. Bittencourt claimed John of God was part of a global child trafficking network involving some of the wealthiest people and groups in the world. She claimed the operation was international in scope. Who then was the person responsible for growing John of God's following by tenfold during his reign?
We have different colors in our aura. So
People
human
that
energy
go
looks
through
like
surgery
colors.
and just
Yes.
take it.
Various different colors. What does something like cancer look like when you see inside? Quando vê aranha,
Sendo da vontade de Deus, não.
when he sees cancer,
Deus é sobre todas.
he starts asking that this be taken away, be removed, as being God's will.
An endorsement from Oprah Winfrey is equivalent to critical gold in America. Her interview with John of God almost certainly resulted in thousands upon thousands, more men, women, and children flocking to his depraved location to partake in his, quote,
Yeah, my
surgeries.
God.
How is this taking place without
Brain
blood
surgery.
loss? And how are people not screaming their heads off when he inserts
Oh,
the
not just
needle
a
doing the
cyst.
stitching and making the incision?
But they're not
Smart
screaming
came
and
from
yelling.
California, not because of any illness, but looking for proof of the existence of God.
I felt cold steel going up, and then I felt him just shove it with all his strength. And I
No,
felt
my God.
excruciating pain.
That up his nose?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Just so calm. And even when I had the thought, he's in your brain.
What is he pulling
Which
out?
is what my thought was. And I saw yellow, bright yellow, and I got this bitter taste in my mouth as I had the thought, he's in your brain.
Oh my God. Oh.
Oprah Winfrey considered John of God, quote, an inspiration.
Yeah,
In a
she
time
is
with
pretty
so
evil.
much useless information, it's never been easier for the rich and powerful to hide their scandals. Combine this with the ability for elites like Dr. Phil and Oprah to ensure the media quashes any story painting them in a questionable light, and you have the epitome of unquestioned power. While it's true that with the continuation of relentless censorship, one can lose hope that any kind of significant change will be made. But in my view, despite the odds being so stacked against us, the day will come when more eyes and ears begin to pay attention to stories like these. If only we continue to make them and share them. And if only those who appear to be within these elite groups continue to speak out.
That was a quick one.
Wow, that's like really fucking sticking with me. You know, like just like saying that shit, like the yellow light flashing in his eyes and the thought going, "Oh, he's in your brain." Like, oh my God. Yeah, I'm going to have trouble shaking that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I just need to solder some connections there.
It's like worse than ever now.
Yeah. Weird.
Well, that's no good.
Well, cup half full. It happened towards the end, I guess. So, yeah.
What time is it?
We started early, so I think we're still early. 10:30.
Oh yeah.
Or almost 11.
Yeah, we're doing good.
Yeah.
Maybe we should try putting it in like a different input or something.
Oh yeah, let's try that.
Try number 3 or something.
There, did it.
Yeah, it's the cord. As soon as you plugged it in, it made the sound. Yeah.
Yellow. Yellow.
Okay.
Can you... Now I can't hear anything.
From yourself?
Yeah.
Well, that's weird. You're back in number 1. Technical difficulties. Why did that just come out of nowhere? We were doing fine, and then all of a sudden it just started.
Yeah. Yeah, I honestly can't hear anything at all in my headphones.
Well, that's really weird then. You didn't mute it? Did you mute it at all?
It's showing it's going in.
Chicka. I mean, I can hear you, so it's got to be your headphones.
Oh, there we go. Okay, how about now?
Yeah?
Yeah. But you're...
I'm still making sounds.
Yeah, yours is still doing that thing.
That's a little quiet, though. I can't hear myself at all, almost.
Okay, how about now?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, I think I cranked my mine up too much. Yeah. Weird.
It is weird.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we are somewhat back.
All right. Well, where were we? I guess there's one part left in that movie.
Yeah. Yeah, one more.
That's really annoying, though, because I can just hear it.
For number 5.
And it's got no rhyme or reason why it's happening. It just like all of a sudden it starts.
Now, why is this so quiet?
This is really loud. I don't know. Blasting on mine. Just go by the board.
I honestly can't hear it at all. It's blasting in your ears?
Yeah, it sounds perfect on my side.
Got it. Gal. Martin Luther King? Yeah, that's true. Yep. No, that's Saturn.
That'd be the Iron Giant.
Yeah.
off it.
Ugh. Whoa. Yeah. Does it work? You know, they were doing it.
Yeah. Ooh, what'd that say? I didn't miss it.
Yeah. And selling them to nefarious people. Like, that alone is damning.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting.
Good tidings. Cool. Commercial.
I got knee pain.
Oh. Like they were born to only sacrifice a cow kind of thing?
Yeah. Why is it on that page again?
Perfectly empty. It's important to understand that not all interpretations of the occult are inherently sinister. Many of us might enjoy horoscopes or getting our palms read. One mustn't devolve into the fundamentalists who went nuts over Harry Potter, right? But just as Islamic apologists obfuscate the brutality in the Quran, so too do followers of Aleister Crowley. In his book, Magic in Theory and Practice, he states, a male child of perfect innocence and high intelligence is the most satisfactory and suitable victim. The bloody sacrifice, though more dangerous, is more efficacious, and for nearly all purposes, human sacrifice is the best. Referring to himself as the Beast 666, Crowley was an individualist, arch-Satanist who created the cult of Thelema, the Grand Lodge Ordo Templi Orientis, or OTO, and a ritual called sex magic, which includes drinking mixtures of semen and blood. Even after his death, through his famously shallow and insidious libertine ethic, do what thou
Senior,
wilt,
his
he's
mother
continued
was
to gain
apparently part of one
followers
of those
all over the world,
ceremonies.
some well-meaning,
Haven't you ever
others
seen
not.
that?
For several
she's
decades, the Kidley sex cult led by Colin
mother
Batley,
of
psychologically
Aleister Crowley?
terrorized and raped.
Yeah.
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 Like you see those pictures of like Barbara Bush and she looks like just like Aleister Crowley.
Yeah.
Yeah. They do side by side.
Vulnerable children. After being jailed in 2011, investigators found that each follower had a laminated version of Aleister Crowley's Book of the Law. One girl testified that she was taken to other homes and forced to have sex with strangers at, quote, satanic orgies. And the leader had Rottweiler dogs that were vicious to everyone. It's apparent that many followers of Crowley mirror the countless Muslim scholars who obfuscate their prophet's well-documented pedophilia. For example, this verse from Aleister's diary was so disturbing, even a Thelemite asked a forum of followers if Aleister really did this to his baby. Quote, her breasts itch with lust of incest. She hath given her 2-year bastard boy to her lewd lover's whim of sodomy. She hath tongued her 5-month girl and asked its father to deflower it. Thin shrieks of a young child that her beast god slave mate is torturing for her pleasure. End quote. Some said it was probably poetic hyperbole, or a drug-induced stupor, or saw no problem at all. Others said, quote, the whole topic of pedophilia is central for coming to full understanding the eon of the child, end quote. Another said Crowley was tame compared to TV shows like Family Guy, and that Aleister may have had pedophile tendencies, but he wasn't a real pedophile. A real true pedophile is simply a lover of youth. Philia is a word meaning love, like agape or thelema. There are many others who excuse pederasty, so I'll end it with another Thelemite who said, quote, you could argue, I'm sure, that a person who finds themselves in love with a child has the right to follow up his or her urges with action, so long as the kid was also up for it.
And also no. See, I'm someone who believes, like, even if said person...
After Crowley died...
Yeah, I'm going to pause it for a sec, because even if said person believes, and they have transcripts, and it's everything saying that the child wanted to, the child didn't, no matter what.
Yeah. Child can't give consent.
Yeah, child don't know. Just a child don't know the consequence of after.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it takes a 20-year-old to weather the walk of shame.
Yeah.
And then also to be able to bounce back from, like, being used up. Because that's a normal part of, like, sex, I think. You know, so children really do need to stay away from that shit at all costs.
I saw this clip of a guy who it was like 5 videos of real life found footage, I think, like 5 disturbing real life found footage. And the first one was a story I'd never heard of before, but I think it was from like 2003, they said. But it was this kid who he grew up in a cult. Like, his first memories were like when he was like 5 or 6, being in this cult and then being sexually abused by this cult leader. And his mom was second in command. And then eventually this cult leader died and his mom took over the cult. And he thought, like, oh, well, you know, then things will be a bit better. And he got a high position because he was the son of the cult leader, right? But then she started using him in all these, like, you know, weird fucking things, probably giving him over to guys in the cult to, like, get them to, you know, pledge allegiance to her or whatever.
Yeah.
So he apparently got quite abused through this cult. And then he escaped one day when he was like 21 or something like that. He was like, you know, like, oh, I'm going to go down to the Mexico compound and, you know, deliver this package of goods. And then on the way, he just like dipped left, went into the American border or whatever.
Fucking hero.
Yeah, got away, right? But he was making these videos. It was all about found footage. So he made like an hour-long video where he was like showing off a bunch of like fucking drills that he had like duct taped up so they'd be silent. And he's like, these are the weapons I'm going to use, and I'm going to start abducting members from the cult and torturing them. And like, yeah, because he's like, they did so many horrible things to me. He's like, I can't sleep. I can't get on with my life. Like, I need revenge of some kind. And so he ended up finding this woman that used to babysit him in the cult.
Okay.
Through social media or something. And was like, hey, we should catch up. I kind of want to get back in the cult or whatever, right? I miss it. And when she came to meet him, he duct taped her to a chair and like fucking drilled into her skull or something like that. And then afterwards, he texted his wife because he was like, he wanted to get all the info. He's like, tell me where everyone is, where their house is and everything, you know, so I can hunt them down. And after he killed her, he sent his wife this message like, oh, like, I thought that I would feel better after I started this, you know, after I killed one of them. And he's like, I feel horrible. And it was so hard to do. I could barely do it, you know?
Yeah,
and so
yeah.
he's like, I just feel so horrible now that I did that. And he's like, I can't do it. And then he just killed himself in his car.
See, shit.
Yeah. But he
Man.
did this 1 hour video where he's like, just, you know, like, casually talking about it, like, I've been through so much with these people. Here's the drill I'm going to use so like I can torture them, and then they'll tell me everything. Like, I'm going to tell them where they're living, and you know, he had this whole plan. And he's like, I'm making this video so that like after I get started, you guys will all know why I did this, and you know, like, pass my message on and whatever. But
yeah,
he just couldn't do it.
It's a beautiful story.
Goes to show you, I mean, even after how
yeah.
fucked up you are,
Yeah.
how hard it is to kill a person, then like these people that are doing it all the time, especially to children and stuff, like, they must be true psychopaths, right?
Well, have to be.
Right.
Have to be.
Yeah.
Like my heart goes out to that guy. I wish he didn't cross that line, because like, even if that person he killed was evil, like he crossed the line. Batman rules. Batman had that rule for a reason. Yeah. Because like, when you cross that line, you can't come back from it, and it eats you alive. And Batman is pretty smart, so I'm going to trust him. Anyways.
Yeah.
George King published The Secret Rituals of the OTO. This infuriated their new leader, Grady McMurtry, who conceded the book was, quote, accurate enough to be used for initiations. The most significant secret revealed was a word being used during Thelema's rituals, a word that forever tethered their cult to the contentious origins of Freemasonry. Jabulan. It's important to note that the majority of Freemasons are good people, separate from the alleged malevolence of those at the top who both know and keep the secrets, which established the need for the society in the first place.
My family.
And it's those men who built this country, installing their own people into the most prominent positions of power and influence, so as to maintain their status and control that arguably control the
You ever
world.
seen that?
If you doubt this, allow me to rebuke with two questions.
Freemason thing where
How do you make sure your influence and power are represented across an entire people? In other words, how do you control a country? You build one. While none of this is evidence that Tamara Luzzatto is necessarily sinister, it certainly hints to a specific pattern of belief so often found among the most powerful in our society. One can confidently say that members of the Luzzatto and Tidings family knowingly named their children after two infamous cult leaders, one of whom has amassed a following of, on one hand, decent people who are merely interested in Crowley's aesthetic and counterculture variants, and on the other, pedophile apologists and sexual deviants. Which side the Luzzatto family is on, I leave up to you. Either way, Tamara Luzzatto is one of the most powerful women in the world, having worked as the primary advisor for Senator John D. Rockefeller's National Commission on Children, then as chief of staff for Hillary Clinton, per the recommendation of John Podesta, and is currently the senior vice president for the Pew Charitable Trust. She's someone you don't want to fuck with. Even the articles written about her by so-called reputable publications compare her and her husband to Francis and Claire Underwood from House of Cards. So while I wouldn't suggest poking the bear, I will continue to. See you next time.
All right. Was that the last one?
Yeah. Actually, I don't know.
We'll have to see. Kind of a lackluster ending. Is there a part 6? Elite human trafficking. Elite human trafficking.
We're being told to buy the orange coin, but these snot-nosed kids are flipping their allowances into $50 to $300 a day with smaller...
Go Ed Free, fight censorship, and support free speech.
Admittedly.
So I do have to mention,
is this a new one?
Yeah, this is volume 6.
Oh, okay. All right.
So the reason why I know about BitChute, I think it is this one, because BitChute truly is like the one that will allow anything. They don't censor anything.
Yeah, it's just a hosting service.
Yeah.
Right?
So that morning podcast I mentioned, Distorted View Daily, he follows a guy by the handle Galileo 2333. I think he's on here. And I'm reluctant to go there because he, I think, has some like serious issues. And wherever he's locked away, he advocates for pedophilia.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's no good.
You know, no. Like you hear it and it sounds absolutely horrible. Like, yo, somebody needs to stop this guy. But he probably hasn't done anything. And he's just, he has that kind of like, it borderlines. Like, I wonder, like, if you arrest him, are you doing something wrong?
Sometimes I listen to Chris Hansen's podcast.
Yeah.
You know, Predator Takedown, basically.
Yeah.
It's always the exact same. I don't know why I listened to it, but it just kind of feels a bit satisfying hearing him snag some of these fucking predators, right?
Yeah.
But every time it's always the same fucking thing. He's like, I got them into the house and I sat them down. I thought it was time to come out and introduce myself. And he's like, hi, why don't you have a seat right there? Right. And right away, they're like not expecting a guy there because they had the decoy girl be like, oh, why don't you have a seat? I'm just going to go run up to my room and plug in my phone or something, And then he steps out and like every time they're just like, oh yeah, I knew it. Like, what did you know? Oh, I knew. I had a feeling that this was a setup.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you said so in the chats even, and they're just like, yeah, I was just coming over here. I wasn't going to do anything. I've never done anything like this before. And, I wanted to see if it was real, and I was going to report it to the police was my plan. I didn't want to leave her here, alone, all kinds of stories, but it's just funny how they always play the same card of just like, oh, I wanted to come over. I wasn't going to do anything,
Yeah.
I've never done this before.
Chris Hansen does it right. He has like a fake house. He's got police waiting there already.
Well, he has to do it in conjunction. I know.
Yeah.
I'm following him now. I see like originally when they were doing it for the takedown, right? Like, oh, we're going to set this up. We're going to catch these predators. But when they do, they're not police, right? So they can't arrest these guys. So they show up and they're like, oh, we've got you on camera. Now, we're doing a show on sexual predators. And this guy's like, oh, fuck this. And then he like runs out of the house and takes off. So now he's on the show and people can watch, if they watch the show or whatever, then, he might lose his job or something like that. But other than that, he's done an illegal thing and he's getting away,
Yeah.
And, apparently they had a hard time bringing it up in the courts originally. So now they do it in conjunction with the fucking police. They're like, okay, you guys are running the sting and we're jumping in. Like they're the ones that do all the decoy work and all that, talking with the people.
Yeah.
And then they show up for the day of the sting and they have like 8 or 9 guys that show up all in a row. Like, they've got it timed out where it's like, why don't you come by at 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5, and like they give them an hour to fucking bag the guy and get in. And they said like sometimes, over the course of like a 3-day fucking sting, they'll get 35 people or something like that,
Yeah.
And these people, like these decoys, have been talking with these guys for fucking like, sometimes weeks or, maybe even a month or so, right? Developing a relationship, talking about all this weird, dirty sex with these guys. It must be so weird. Pretending to be a child and then having all this like sexually charged conversation hours at a time. And they even video call them sometimes. These guys, I don't believe you. And then they video call and they're just like, hi, how's it going? Wow, I can't believe you're real.
Yeah, in that case, here's a dick pic.
Yeah, that's, and once they do that, that's already illegal, right? But now you have to catch them. So it's like, oh, why don't you come over to my house?
Yeah, you got to have that like really hard evidence before any of that.
They make them show up with a condom usually, and then sometimes alcohol or something like that. They know. So you were planning to give alcohol to a child, huh?
Yeah.
No, I was going to drink it. I wasn't going to give it to them. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice try.
Yeah. And then there's like a sub level of hunters below that do it totally rogue.
Yes.
And
I heard about that a little while back, actually.
Yeah.
Actually, before I started listening to his podcast, I had heard about this. It was a girl on another podcast, actually, that I listened to. This British guy who's a ex BBC interviewer or whatever, who got sacked. He got fired from the BBC for some ridiculous like DUI or DEI scandal or something. Like I think they were firing him because they needed to hire like a black person or something like that to fulfill their quotas.
Oh yeah,
something like that. And anyway, so he got fired from that and he started his own podcast, and he had this girl on who that's what she does. She like looks really young, and then her and another person like lure these guys in, oh, well, come meet me here. And then they show up and videotape them and whatever, and then stream it like, oh, you're on camera now.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know I've mentioned a few times that there was one Predator show where they caught the guy and he had a pair of scissors in his jacket and he stabbed himself in the neck repeatedly.
Wow.
And then died at their feet.
Wow.
And then they just stood there with their jaws on the floor going, what the fuck do we do now?
Yeah, run.
Yeah. And then they got to go to the cops and go, I didn't do it.
So you're telling me he stabbed himself in the neck
with scissors?
Twice? Yeah.
Repeatedly. Well, we were catching him for being a pedophile. Do you have that evidence? Well, it was in a chat and we were telling him we saw it. You know, like it. At that point, you might as well have just given all the evidence to the police, right? And let them deal with the situation where they have the tools and the training to deal with a guy who pulls a pair of scissors out of his jacket, because now those are 3 dudes that got to go to jail for manslaughter or something to that effect. Even if it's for 6 months. Like, fuck that. You were only trying to help.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not right. You shouldn't be in jail. You should be still gathering that evidence and turning it into the police.
Yeah.
And seeing how much of that you can get out there in the world and stop those guys for sure. And women.
Yeah.
Because there's just as many pedophile women out there too.
I don't know about just as many, but there is some.
Yeah, you might be right. Like if the numbers actually came out, it might be like a, you know, like not exactly half and half.
No, I'd say it's probably like for every man, or for every like 5 men, I'd say there's maybe 1 woman, or maybe 10.
Yeah.
There's 1, yeah.
Yeah.
1 to 5 or 1 to 10, something like that. Yeah.
I think there's even more that are complacent to it.
Yeah.
Like they would give their kid, they would never like participate, but they would turn blind eyes, like sell their own children. And then it's just like straight over their head, like the whole event.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, like what? I don't know. He wanted to spend time with my kid. I got $50. Cool.
Yeah. Some of these Predator ones, the decoys pretend to be foster moms who are selling their foster children.
Yes.
Yeah. And the guys believe it. Oh yeah, like, oh. And then sometimes like, oh, you know, like before I only had to do this or whatever, right? Like implying that they've done this before.
Yeah, why is it plausible?
Yeah.
Okay, like can we at least like look into that? Like do foster parents get regularly interviewed?
Yeah, well, I'm sure they do, but do the children? That's the question. No. I don't think so, not unless there's any reason, right? Like someone's brought something up, a teacher or something. You know, then it's Child Protective Services, right? But other than that, I don't think so. It's probably pretty minimal.
Well, you heard yourself, the kids that had to go to Rancho Relaxo, they as soon as they spoke out, they were punished immediately. Like speaking out, that like, yeah, in the end, it's the right thing to do, and in the end, you end up doing more good than harm. But speaking out always has retaliation attached to it, and you got to worry for your life in almost every situation, because there's some psychos out there that would kill you over like fucking getting a fucking yogurt cup every day, you know?
Yeah.
If you interrupt that, well, fuck, I'm gonna fucking poison it next time. Fuck you. That's my yogurt cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That yogurt cup.
Yeah, there are people like that. Like even in every workplace.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's that common. You got to worry about, like, out of a building you work in, one of those people will not think twice about killing another person and just keep on walking, and won't destroy them like that cult revenge dude.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna. I think I said it on the last one, and I gathered together some of the evidence in videos, and we're gonna save it. So the intersection of cult and kind of pedophilia is Jared Leto.
Yeah, you did bring that up. Yeah, we'll have to check that out.
I was watching some videos today, like Is it verified? Is it not?
He's got a Nexium thing going on where he's like Brandon JL.
No, you're not wrong.
Yeah, it could be.
You're not wrong. It's like he's taking the fan base to a new level.
Right.
And it was like, and me saying those words, it would probably from his perspective.
It's the ultimate backstage pass.
Hey, I got fans, and fans, you give them what they want, right? You give them the experience. You play a concert, you play to the crowd, you get them involved, like you're in the mix, you're doing all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Who's a Jared Leto fan, even today?
I don't know.
A 15-year-old girl. That's who.
Oh, young girls, yeah.
So those accounts come out. One girl's from Scotland.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So you add like those different stories into the mix of just like, yeah, he was like super aggressive with me. Lots of interview footage where like, yeah, he's a bit on that side. Like he's like that guy in high school, And you're like, ugh,
just actors in general, you can imagine, right? Like it takes a certain mindset.
Probably. But given even his job of like who the audience is he has to play for when he plays in his band, and then now he has this fan base thing where he has them encouraged, like it's good marketing tool, but he has them encouraged to go to as many shows as possible. The regular with most bands, the people do that. They tour with the band.
Yeah.
See as many shows as possible. But then he has
they call them lead heads.
Yeah.
Leto.
Yeah. Or the Grateful Dead people that travel with them.
Yeah. The Deadheads.
Yeah. And anyways, part of his like fan packages is like camping getaways.
Oh, these are like things you can like win by being part of his fan club or something like that.
Yeah. Private island camping getaway. It's an island off the coast of Croatia.
Oh.
So he's got an island out there that you could bring. Everybody's to wear white all the time, a la P. Diddy.
Interesting.
Yeah. One of the contests is you can legit sleep in the same bed as Jared Leto. Yeah.
The only stipulation is you have to be a female between ages so and so.
And
these proportions 36, 24, 36.
So you can clever edit things to make it seem like it is like something is there that's not. Sure.
Especially nowadays.
But if you see what was spliced together, you get like an uncanny valley or gut feeling, or you sit and discuss like what seems real and what seems not. This one, watching it alone, it gave me the ick. Gave me that feeling of just like there's something here, even if there's nothing there. There's like you should probably keep the 15. Like he can play for them. But maybe you shouldn't just be around them.
Yeah.
Or I don't know.
Well, we'll have to look into that.
We would have to look into it and
I'd like to see a deep dive documentary on that.
Yeah, just kind of see either way. See how you feel. Is it there? Is it not? We all kind of what is kind of famous and what launches it all off was when he became the Joker.
Right. Oh, yeah. I was going to say, oh, no, that was the other guy. But yes, he was the Joker in, what was it?
And the story of preparing for the movie?
No, I don't know. Something about a dead cat or something?
Yes. So preparing for the movie, he sent letters to the rest of the cast members.
Oh, right. A dead rat. I think he sent someone a dead rat.
Anal beads, used condoms.
Yeah.
So
that'd be, that's like you get away with so much shit. Oh yeah, I'm pretending to be a Joker there, just getting in character.
Just like right out minute it after it happened, the rest of the cast members, like when asked about it, that gives like that gut feeling of just like they were like, yeah, like they it wasn't even like cool. Like they like I can't see this. Yeah, he did that. Let's not talk about it. And I was like, oh shit, that was like he freaked them out.
Yeah, they shut that down fast.
And he's like, oh, okay, whatever. And then later after is just like, it's so blown way out of proportion. I never sent anything like that. It was all a joke. And like the way he was saying it, like, holy fuck, sociopath. like he's just changing reality by what he's saying.
Yeah.
And then from this point on, it's different. And then a third interview where he's just like, if people don't like the way I work, then fuck them. I give the best performance I can. Like, dude, really? When I go into work on Monday, I'm not gonna send my coworkers gifts like that in the mail and say, "This is how I do my job good."
Yeah.
Like I thought being an actor is pretending you're that and not actually being anything like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Except that'd be the hard part.
Yeah.
Definitely the hard part of acting is like separating that shit.
There was an anecdote a teacher would tell me every once in a while during a semester that there was some movie where one of the characters had to look like he hasn't slept in days. So the actor stayed up 48 hours or something, then came in to like pretend. And his coworker said, "My boy, you should try acting. It's much easier." Like, shit, yeah. You know, you're only there to pretend for that moment. You're not supposed to be that person. And then when those lines cross, you end up dressing everybody in white and getting baby oil and raping kids.
Yeah, well, the guys that do that though tend to like be those guys who win that Oscar, you know? Like I'm trying to think like of a really famous, I guess Daniel Day-Lewis is probably the most famous. I'm pretty sure he's a method actor. I think Robert De Niro does method acting.
Yeah.
So they stay in that character, right? The whole time.
Jim Carrey. Yeah. Yeah, he famously went off the rails with his Man on the Moon movie. But to throw weight in all of that, what if there's some fan that, you know, Jared Leto was just being a normal dude and they're just like, he didn't sign the thing. Mm-hmm. And then it just, these rumors took on a life of their own, and some clever pictures and clever editing make it look really, really bad. Yeah. But if he sat down with us, we'd be like, yo, you know what? That guy's all right. I don't know. If he is one of those guys, we got to get him out of there.
Yeah.
Get him away from the kids.
Blink twice if you need help.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Do the kids come home from camp? Anyways, on that note, I think we should end it there while the chord's starting to pick up on something.
Yeah, I don't know what is going on. We're just like
3-Eye Atlas.
Yeah, it could be. We didn't get into the September 23rd stuff.
Oh, yeah. You know what, though? I will just kind of add in there when we segue into the next one that the whole Gaza thing could have summoned 3-Eye Atlas.
Yeah, it could have.
The timing is pretty spot on. If they do the thing to bring the deity, like all of a sudden, boing, shows up at the edge of the solar system, like, shit, that might be coming back.
Moses rocket, yeah.
Yeah, like, I've been waiting so long for you guys to kill these people and then burn a red cow. Like, and that brought my spaceship back. Like, shit.
Well, so you know all the symbolism and stuff that they had before 9/11, you know, like on TV and like, you know, The Simpsons and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Well, they've got something like that now. People are uncovering from a bunch of movies from the past, like 10 years or so, and it all says September 22nd or September 23rd. Like there's movies like that, like that movie Deep Impact, when it hits is like the September 23rd. And then there's like another post-apocalyptic movie, like I think maybe Zombieland or something, like when the plague started was like September 22nd. Like And so basically the idea is that in September there's going to be some sort of event, like either a comet or solar flare or something like that. And people are thinking like maybe that's this might be the event that they've been ready for.
Yeah.
Or the elites have been ready for with their bunkers and whatnot.
Yeah. Could be. Yeah. No, there my dog's going kind of nuts on someone. Yeah. Anyways, we'll visit those things on the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Well, let's
do it.
Let's find our outro there, and we'll catch you guys next time on the Conspiracy Wars.
Catch you on the flip side.
Thank you, everybody.